together, Palm Coast, find your Florida.
Thanksgiving Day, the weekend I should say, we were standing out on the pier and it was 70 degrees out, when back home we had, a foot of snow, and you could actually drive down the roads without sitting in traffic for hours. It's great. I take my motorcycle out every weekend, and you find a different place to go every week. It's fantastic, and everything's within an hour of your house. I have friends come down here, same thing. They love it. They can't believe how beautiful it is at times. Now, new bike trails. Got myself a bicycle also, and sometimes Saturdays, Sundays, we'll go out for hours and just travel the 50 some miles of bike trails, which I have done in a day. It's great. I just love it. Beautiful. And the weather. Can't beat it. Can't beat the weather. I'm Patrick Mohan, and I found my Florida in Palm Coast.
Hi, I'm Michelle McPartland, and I found my Florida several years back, about 9 years ago. Moved here down to the Flagler Beach area to be closer to family. And exploring, we came up to Palm Coast and we fell in love with it. We love the nature trails, kayaking, and all of the friendly people. It is quiet enough, but it's also close enough to where if we want to get out and explore different areas, we can, but then we always come back and we have our nice little quiet community. However, the nature here in Palm Coast is just wonderful. I go on the trails all the time with my bike, walk, the waterways, it's just absolutely beautiful. And I discover stuff each new time, whether it's a new bird or a manatee or a dolphin, or I meet somebody that's from my hometown, or you meet somebody that's new. It's just a wonderful place to be at.
My mom and dad originally from Waynesboro, Mississippi, and they decided they want to come to Florida because they heard a lot of good things about Florida, and it'd be a better place to raise their kids, me and my two sisters. So my dad came to Florida, I think it was in '65, and when he got here, he fell in love with it. I was born in '62. My dad was the first black walking cop that the city of Bunnell ever had, and we moved about 5 years later to the center of the land. And I miss Palm Coast area because of the tropicalness, the trees, the water, the ocean, the dolphins, the sand crabs, you name it. And I love landscaping, love the flowers. Florida's just a pretty place. I drove trucks for U.S. food. I've been all over the state, and there's no place like home. Kind of like Dorothy. You come back to Florida, it's beautiful. You got all types of people from all nationalities here, and we all corresponding, working with each other. And I just love Florida. I think it's the best, Like I said, I've been everywhere and seen a lot, but there's no place like home. I'm Chet Henry. I found my Florida here in Palm Coast doing landscaping, and I love it.
About 6 years ago, I moved to the city of Clearwater, and I had family there, and that's what brought me to Florida. And then some of my family lives here, so I decided to come over to Palm Coast after visiting a bunch of different times. I had family stay in Sea Colony, down on the beach. My uncle lives down at Malacompra, and I really liked it here because it is like you're living up north, because you've got the relaxing environment, you've got the tall pine trees, you've got beautiful beaches, but you've got the Florida sunshine. And I currently live in the Cypress Knoll neighborhood, and right next to those beautiful bike trails, I have a bicycle that I actually bring my dog in a little basket, and we go through the trails. I've actually ridden all the way down to the beach through the connecting trails. I also love the beaches in Florida. The Palm Coast beaches are excellent, the Palm Coast parks. I'm Stacy Hainig, and I found my Florida by exploring the beautiful bike trails in Palm Coast.
I found my Florida about 15 years ago when my family and I moved down here and started with the fire department. It's absolutely the job of a lifetime for me. But also, I also love being outdoors quite a bit. And where I'm from, in the state of Ohio, you don't get to do that all the time. So on my days off, I love to be outside. I love running. I love to exercise. I love golfing. Love softball, even though I'm getting up there in age and can't do most of those things anymore. I just love being outside. And here you can do it all year long. I'm Matt Stevens, and I found my Florida right here in Palm Coast with all this sunshine.
Well, I came to Palm Coast via my mother. She was in real estate up in northern Illinois, and found out about Palm Coast that way, and they moved down in '78, and in '79 I moved down and joined them, and it's the best move we ever made, my wife and I, and we just love Palm Coast. And Palm Coast is different, and what I like about it is that it's not busy with a lot of traffic, and it's got community. You know, we're developing more trails and parks, and the outdoor lifestyle really appeals to me and my wife. We like riding our bike and jogging and kayaking and skiing, and we can all do it all here. It's just, you can't beat it. Hi, I'm Bill Butler, and I found my Florida in Palm Coast. I love the landscape. I've got the best job in the city as the city landscape architect, and it's the best move I ever made.
I love the appearance of Palm Coast. I love the cleanness. I love the environment. The landscaping was what really got me. And the tranquility here, it was just something I have never experienced in any other state. I love to go to the trails. We have beautiful parks, and the waterfront park is one of them. So I like to walk a lot. I see the view of the water, and we do a lot of bicycle riding, and the trails here are beautiful. You can't go anywhere and have that type of parks and trails anywhere else but here. And I also love the special events we have here. We bring all different cultures together, and it makes the community closer. And the beach. I love the beach, and we're 10 minutes from the beach. How wonderful is that? Hi, I'm Marga, and I found everything that I wanted to do in Florida, including my career, right here in Palm Coast.